Yeah, we'll see who touch base. No, what happened?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, I'm at my brother's house.
Okay.
And I touch bases with y'all next week.
Okay. Yeah. I'm at the house because I didn't go to the studio because I was there. But I told you. Well, I'll talk to you, Ella. I'll talk to you. I just wanted to make sure that I would be able to, you know, meet with everybody. In case,
Okay. All right, I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye bye.
You'll see me there. Okay. Yeah. Let me see. I'm trying to see how to go back to. Okay. Find the screen here.
Hello, Steve.
Hey, y'all.
How are you?
Okay. I'm just trying to get oriented here.
Where are you at? You're at home?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You did.
So, how was your Easter?
It was okay. I had a church. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to get oriented here. If I can get it right. What's going on there, Walt?
Everything's going on.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, where to even to start? Oh my God, Willie Wilson is running again
Oh, really?
for
For
mayor. Yes,
for mayor?
yes,
Didn't hear that.
yeah. Because I talked to one of his buddies. You know, yeah, because he was giving out gas, free gas, groceries again.
Hmm.
So he's doing some good stuff. What does it take him over the top? You got to work at it more. No, but the guy's
Yes.
a good guy.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
As I seen, he was doing like a lot of work. He was at 30 different gas stations.
And
Yeah,
recently,
yeah, over the weekend, Saturday, yesterday.
he was.
Yes, 30 gas stations. He gave a 500,000 out, I believe. So if this guy could do it, how come the billionaires like JB Prisker, he's a multi-billionaire. He doesn't give people that gas or anything, groceries.
Maybe he
He
feels he has
just,
to do other things.
hmm?
I said maybe he feels he has to do other things.
No, but he actually raised our gas prices. So it's like reverse. He's raising our gas prices, but he won't give us a little little taste, a little bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that's happening. Local news, international news, they just got that Air Force guy.
Is it one or was it two? That's my question.
It was two guys. They're both safe.
Oh, there we go.
Who's Moto G?
Who is who?
Because there's another person tagged on there.
Oh,
Motog.
that's I don't know. Moto G. Who's Moto G? You all? Is that
I don't know.
is that April? I don't know. Could be April. Yeah. But
Yeah, then we have a meeting Tuesday night.
I just found out. Just found out we have a meeting Tuesday.
Then I heard he's taking TIF money from us.
Ooh,
That's what I'm hearing, and he's giving to the Laramie apartments.
who's doing that?
That's in a different ward.
Who are you talking about, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Miss Jacobs. I'm not sure about that.
That's Miss Jacobs. Hi, Miss Jacobs.
Hi, Walter. How are you?
Good, good. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you.
Yes. Happy Easter.
I've been waiting to meet you, Walter. You never come to any of my meetings.
Give me or give Steve your information and I'll be there.
Steve always have my information, and I'd always announce it when we're on podcast on Sunday night.
Give me the information. You got my
Yes,
phone
sir.
number?
Okay.
Jacobs, would you got my phone number?
No, I don't have your phone number.
Get it from Steve, my number.
Okay.
And then if you send me something, then I'll probably will be there. If we didn't have no meetings or nothing,
Right.
then I'll show up.
Okay. All right. I'll do just that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I met who on here? I met DeAndre. I met him. I went on the west side. I was on Madison Street at the garden. No, at the Veterans Place. I met the other lady from the South Austin area.
Mm-hmm. Did everybody?
Oh, what's her name? Steve?
Which one? Oh, Cassandra.
Yeah, I met Cassandra out there. I met quite a few. I don't even see Monk. I met Donald.
I wanted to ask you some questions anyway about.
Who?
Okay.
Did she freeze?
No, I'm still here.
No, Jacobs.
Okay then. All right, Tiny lady. All right, yeah. Bye. Tiny said he going to something at Bill's place or something.
Bill who?
Westside Bill. I don't know if you know Westside Bill.
No. The night I watched that thing with Suzanne Mendoza on Facebook, they have a garden club in Inglewood.
Yeah.
They're like greenhouses. They actually have greenhouses.
Quite a few people are doing garden clubs now.
That's
one of the best things to do.
I mean, it should be up here too. We should have greenhouses at the parks.
Oh,
And there.
They actually have a greenhouse?
Yeah, in Inglewood, they have a greenhouse.
Mm.
They got he said 11,000 something square feet or something. I seen it.
Well, I saw somebody sent me something. Arnold sent me something regarding an initiative for open lots, vacant lots, and they were talking about gardens.
Damn, see, we were talking about this stuff. I got my little tomato plants now growing. They're small guys out of the seed. We are growing pretty much like 40 of them.
You might have to start doing those things because of, man, we don't know what's going on with the gas and all of the oil situation, you know.
We are repeating history again. During World War II, they had victory gardens. They had so many victory gardens all over Chicago. You know what we have here in Chicago? We got fertile, it's very fertile dirt. We had the best dirt all over. That's why it was called smelly onion. We used to grow a lot of onions, grow a lot of
Well, that's
A lot
what
of
the name is.
yes.
Onion.
So at the airport, it should be orchard, big orchard.
Hmm.
So it seems like we're just moving our ecosystem out west or out north, because they got Wisconsin apples, Michigan apples. So we're just shipping all of our resources outside Chicago. I
Hmm.
think it's like a big control. It's a big control the Fulton market, the produce market. See, that's where they get all their produce
Hmm.
and vegetables. They all come downtown at the Fulton market.
Right.
So because we got fertile ground, we don't have clay like that, different kind of dirt. If you look at the map of United States, because
Hmm.
I could grow 80 miles west from here, the ground is not the color of the dirt is like different color, way different.
80 miles west of here.
Yes, the dirt is different color.
Okay.
It's like almost like
What,
brownish.
so what you telling me? We don't have good farmlands 80 miles west of here?
No, we got better farmland in Chicago.
Really?
Because if you go down south, there's like browns, like clayish, or in California, the ground is different. If you look at the map of the United States, all the further land, it's like different kind of dirt. So they got the dust storms back then in the Midwest, out that way, out west.
Mm.
So I mean, we got a lot of further ground.
But not 80 miles. 80 miles, you still within the Chicago limits, you know?
No, it's not. It's out in the country.
80 miles from here? 80 miles is what? Just the other side of Joliet almost.
No, west, North Avenue. That's
Oh, well,
all country
it'll be like
land.
more or something, right?
Past Sycamore.
Okay, okay, I give it to you.
That's all country.
I would
Oh,
say that the land hasn't deviated that much from the Midwest.
no, it's like the dirt. The color of the dirt is different out there.
So I mean, what's the consistency of it? What is the compile? What's the compiled of? I mean, are you saying it's less? What's the word I want to say? Not fertile, but what's the word? Organic? No. What do you call it?
No, you gotta graze it more. You gotta dig into it more. See, our dirt is more fertile here in
Think
the
so?
city limits. Yes.
Okay, if you say so.
We don't get mudslides. We don't get none of that. So everything stays, you know,
Pretty
tight.
solid.
Yeah, you could grow anything here. You know, I had a big pear tree in my yard. You know how many bushels of pears I had? Over 10 bushels every year. That's
Really?
only one tree. Yeah.
Okay.
If we have more fruit trees in all the parks, because they got a system going on from the city, you could get fruit trees.
Yeah. Those the trees that they like the one that Perry got.
Yeah, but I mean, they could go anywhere. You could plant them anywhere. How come all the parks don't have it? Then you could have a farmers market at every park and just get apples if you plant apple trees there. I mean, it might take a while for them to grow, but how come they don't implement that program now? Put life in the parks because it brings bees too. Remember they're talking about there's a shortage of bees?
No,
It brings bees back.
yeah.
It does. 'Cause we had the pear tree. We had all the bees came by.
I wouldn't. I would think they would know where to put them if they were in need and where not to put them. But
I mean, look how many parks we have. If you plant like fruit trees all over, 5 or 10 fruit trees each park, you could produce a lot of fruits out of them. A lot, you know. And you need a lot of land too for the roots to grow. And look, we got the forest preserves, we got parks. We should have endless supply of apples. Because look, if you go, the apple farms are like pretty far from here, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
I've never seen an apple farm in Illinois.
No, it's pretty far. It's
Yeah,
in Wisconsin or Michigan. So everything went out west or north. Everything is spread out.
yeah.
Oh,
You
Hmm.
went to church today,
Uh-oh.
Miss Jacobs?
huh?
Went to church today?
Jack. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
I just talked to Joanne.
You did.
She's okay.
I talked to her this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What happened?
She had her sister passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old?
Good question. She's got to be at least 70 something. I don't know.
No, that's too
Steve, did
young.
you talk to Pastor Ellis?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I understand there's another meeting this week also, Walter,
Where?
at Amado's, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Tuesday at 6.
Yeah.
What are we going to be talking about?
I don't know. I don't think we want to talk about it on here.
I mean, we're missing the different things that we're not doing.
Yeah. We'll talk
I
about it.
mean, I mean, okay, how can I put this nicely? I mean, not really nice. How come we don't join like the Sir Park Advisory Council and, because they had the Easter egg hunt yesterday at the park.
Excuse me.
So how come we're not joining with any other entities? Because that one lady,
I mean, to tell you the truth, I think we are joined because there are people that are involved on both entities, right? That I know of. You know of. You know.
yeah, but they don't reach out to us. Say, hey,
Oh, you mean communications? Oh,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, that's something you need to bring up. Say that we need more open and communication. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think anybody's trying to withhold information. Might just
yeah, but
be a slip.
well, that's a big one. Slip.
Yeah.
I
Every,
mean, we gotta show a map.
everything's new, so you can't start blaming people for things when it just everything new. If you were in a new relationship, you can't stop blaming people about how come you didn't know I was allergic to honey. And they give you a
You
fun.
know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but I mean, again, we can't blame people for things that. Yeah, okay, that's an observation that you made, and I say that the communication can be better. I'm saying that we know there are several individuals that are from that. Wait a minute, which Amundsen Park you said or Sayre?
Stair Park
Oh,
Advisory.
Sayre Park. Oh, I thought you said Amundsen Park. Okay, but
No.
even then, even Sayre Park, there are some people that's involved with us. That's part of Sayre Park. So,
Oh,
right?
yeah, but I mean, it's more. We gotta set up a calendar. Okay, what stuff can we
Oh no,
do?
yeah, I'll backtrack on that one. I thought you said Armisen Park. No, it's like yeah,
No, no, no.
people they keep us in the loop, but they But no, Sayre Park. I think you're right. There are a couple people that's involved that's over there that's with us, but yeah, you are right. Sayre Park is kind of like it's like a dark entity. We don't.
I mean, they're with the other organization. They're with
Hey,
Tom.
now that
Tom is
we're
with
talking about that, who is involved with Sayre Park? It's
Tom is over there.
the lady Jackson and
Hey,
I forgot
Brian,
what's the
right?
other lady that the Hispanic lady? She comes to our meetings,
Yeah.
but I don't know their capacity with the park. Yeah, you may be right. Maybe somebody else that we need to tap into with Sayre Park. But I can tell you this much, as I said a week ago, we definitely got to tighten the strings. We really got to start working, figuring out how to keep the lines of communication stronger, tighter, and more direct because, man, I don't see this getting pretty, how do I put it? I don't see things getting very, very comfortable soon.
What do you mean?
I mean, economy wise, just life in general.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, can we stop some of that or no? Because
Uh,
they're mostly all the
stop,
politicians.
but I know we can always start. As Barry always says, we got to look at how to help each other and how do we create those streams to help each other. It may not take a lot. It may take just a little of this, a little of that. I've always been a big advocate for creating a movement because a movement is a living thing, and all you got to do is just a little. You do a little bit. Somebody else they're doing a little part, and every little part adds up. You know.
Yes. I like the garden part. Plants, growing plants.
Yeah, I mean, it's always helpful. Very helpful when the prices of goods are just astronomical. So,
How can we implement or doing it on a large scale?
well, you have to have a large facility, or you have to have multiple facilities. Because, like Ms. Jacobs said years ago, oh, was it you, Ms. Jacobs, or maybe it was Cora Williams? She was saying to Barry, he was talking about, get your community garden going. She's like, Steve, those gardens they don't yield enough to feed one household. She said, you got a garden from Grand Avenue all the way to Ogden. from Harlem all the way down to Cicero to feed the amount of people Barry's talking about. I'm like, yeah,
No, you get big branches and then you get smaller branches. That's how you do it.
yeah, but but think about it. If you had, let's just say you had two lots on a block, two yacht lots would probably yield enough vegetables and fruits and vegetables to feed maybe one or two families.
No,
You don't.
that's wrong. That's wrong because I planted more than 100 tomatoes.
Okay, so 100 tomatoes, and if
More than 100 tomatoes.
somebody wanted to make tomato soup and tomato paste, how many tomatoes it makes to make tomato soup and tomato paste? At least 20. That's one
10, yeah,
that's
20.
one family eating tomato soup and tomato paste for spaghetti or something. So I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it's not. No, it's probably not 20 in it. Yeah, but it takes more than a can to make tomato soup, right, Miss Jacobs?
Yep.
It takes
No,
more
but we
than to
did
make
good.
tomato paste.
But we filled a lot of mason jars.
Okay, so how many mason jars can you eat? And we ain't talking about just eating one day.
No, you could fill like 200 mason jars.
200.
Do
Yeah,
what? What are you saying?
tomatoes.
What about them?
No, I was growing over 100 tomatoes. I was growing a couple years ago. I'm growing them now.
Okay, so you growing 100 tomatoes. How long did it take you grow 100 tomatoes?
Probably 3 months at least.
How many months?
So when they
3 4 months.
so what do you do with them?
We could make tomato soup. I made sauce with them. I
Sauce,
just made them fresh.
right?
Put them on sandwiches, and I gave them like a whole bunch of.
I do fried green tomatoes.
There you go.
Oh, you like them green?
Okay, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah. I
that's
do
three,
fried green tomatoes.
that's 3 recipes right there. And I'm just assuming those 3 recipes would take at least 20 tomatoes between the 3 of those. You know, so 20 tomatoes and you growing 100 in 3 months, and you talking about feeding a family, man, you only gonna feed somebody for what? One meal a day for 5 days?
No, but we have other stuff. We got zucchinis.
Okay. But how many of those are you yielding?
A lot. They're huge.
More than tomatoes?
They're big zucchinis. I had so much zucchinis, it's unbelievable.
What I'm saying, they could be big as watermelons. How many are you yielding? I mean,
What?
what, like more than 100?
I think it was squash, so like 30, 40 of them, but there's big ones.
No, okay, I know the size of squash. I mean, squash, you can make spaghetti out of those, right?
You could do anything with them.
If
We
you
had
spread them right,
eggplant.
because they have zucchini spaghetti, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they
And
do.
it really tastes like regular spaghetti, like pasta. So okay, got that again. You
Eggplant.
got enough to feed one family.
I
20
got eggplants.
eggplants too. That's like a extra additive to the meal. I mean, if you add all that up, I guess what I'm saying is this: you got enough to feed your house.
More than my house.
And you ain't go. You telling me the amount of fruits and vegetables that you yielding, you could eat off of that for 4 months.
I have to give it away because they break down.
I know, but I'm saying let's just look at it from as one household. Can you eat off of that for 4 months?
I mean, if you put them in mason jars, then yes.
No, but you still have to have other things to go with it. I'm saying if you had to eat off of those 3 items or 4 items, can you make enough meals for 7 days a week times 4 for each month times 4 months? Because you said it takes that long to create it. So if it takes that long to create it, it better be bringing some food back around in 4 months to bring, so you can grow 4 more months worth. That's all I'm saying.
And then we had potatoes.
But so again, if what you're growing allows you to share, and you're saying that it's more than enough for you and your family to eat for 4 months, then how many more families can eat off of that for 4 months?
Yeah, I don't know, because you got to eat it faster because all that stuff breaks down because
But
there's no preservatives.
you can give it to somebody else and they can share what they have. I'm just trying to figure this out because I just don't understand how we can feed a block. unless
If
if
everybody
yeah,
has if everybody has a garden or each other house has a garden,
okay,
that should sustain the water usage. Like we got more water, we should have more drums everywhere. Then we could just use it for the gardens or flowers or other things.
okay,
That's what I'm saying. Because a lot of areas are getting flooded. So how come you don't conserve that water that you're getting more
mm,
drenched on? Use it
yeah,
for life,
mhm,
for gardens and stuff.
yes,
So, and then we need to take a big,
uh,
we'll reverse all that water that we're putting in the sewer systems. We could actually use that water, that's clean water, and then you could
right,
use it for your gardens. I mean, that's like recycling water. That's how we were doing a long time ago, but we forget the, we were forgetting all the history.
right.
If everybody has a barrel, each barrel is like 55 gallons. If we all these storms give produce so much water, each one that's 55 gallons. Or
Let's let's say okay, we know water is not when we don't water is not really an issue. That's pretty plentiful.
no, it is an issue.
You think so?
Yeah, because the water prices are going up. And then let's say we use that extra water we're
But
getting from
but
our spouts,
talking about we're talking
from
about
our,
water that we pay for and water that comes out of the sky, right?
yes,
So if we took the water that we pay for and the water that comes out of the sky, we won't need as much of the water from that we pay for.
yes, that's what I'm
Because
saying.
you said rain barrels, which is 55 gallons. Say you got 100 gallons of rainwater. Say you got 400 gallons, 4 barrels.
You know how fast that, like I put a big gallon thing, after two storms to fill up the almost 60, 70 gallons of water. And that's only 2 days. If they would have went down to the sewer, you had to pump that anyways with clean water out of your water meter to go on put on your grass or on your garden anyways. So it's like recycling. It's a life
So let me
cycle.
let me be clear. So it rains, and you're telling me that you're only able to fill up 2 barrels with one rain pour down, or what do you?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's all you're gonna get? Two barrels?
But look how much water that is.
No, but I'm saying to you, I think more water uh, permeates the area than than 100 gallons. 110.
No, but you're saying that open space. I know what you're saying. The open space probably took more water, yes.
But from
But
the roof,
like
that's all
a
you
household
could get
gutters.
enough for is 110 gallons. And
Yeah,
in one pour down or one rain session.
yeah, that's pretty good.
No, I'm saying is that I'm asking the question, is that what you yield?
Yeah, that's pretty
Sometimes when
good.
I notice with my grain barrel, it's running over.
Off of one.
Yeah, the way it rains lately. And then
Yeah, then you gotta
but,
drain it.
but then let's reassess that. Think about this, Miss. If
Steve, where you get some rain barrels from?
I got one years ago from Water Reclamation. They were giving them out, and they were trying to get people to fall into a like Walter said, a program where you're able to conserve water and be part of the save water ecosystem. But what happened as they were giving them out, somebody got slick and started taking the rain barrels and trying to sell them to people. So they
That's
stopped.
not good.
Yeah, and
They messed up a good thing.
I know. And then I know just a few months ago at Alderman Mitt's office, they were giving out some rain barrels like on a raffle. but they don't really cost that much. I think, what are they like, $30, $40 maybe?
Where you get them from?
Home Depots and stores like that, they have them.
There's a program for seniors from the
Right.
water department. Yes.
Yeah, they might have it. They might still. I have to check into that one. But I'm still trying to figure out again, Walter, if it rains and you fill your rain barrel, well, guess what? That water in the barrel is reserved.
Yes.
I mean, it just rained. You don't need to use the water in the barrel. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's kind of productive. Yeah,
I
look.
mean, yeah, you save the water. If you have like extra barrels, you could probably switch that out, load up another one,
You
you
Walter.
know. Hmm?
No, go ahead.
No, then you could switch it out, use another one.
Yeah.
When there's like a drought comes, when you have no water for that week or two, then you could use it on your garden or use it anywhere on your grass.
I know, but that's my whole point. If it rains, you probably don't need to water it. I mean, think about it. You're supposed to water your vegetables and fruits every day.
You gotta do
Some,
it
some, you,
at
some you do.
you gotta do it like at nighttime.
There you go. So that being said, it's a system to it. Let's just agree it's a system. But all in all, I don't think the way it rains frequently around us, man, that water is only there for when it's really dry.
Yeah, but you gotta dump that water before the bugs get into there.
Yeah, I know. You got to have it covered. You got to have it, a lot of different things. You don't want to let it get contaminated. But
Yeah. Yeah, then you got a mosquito bed.
yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe there's a more frequent. The frequency is greater when you're utilizing the rain barrels. I just use mine. It just goes straight for my lawn. I just
Wow.
let it go to the lawn. But
Well, that's nice.
but I'm just trying to figure out if people talking about growing food, how much food can you really grow to sustain a block? But you just said it, you can't do it to sustain a whole block. You just have to.
Well, if you have more people do it, like parks, if you got an acre of land, a couple acres, fruit trees produce a lot of fruits. Then 10 different bushels, one fruit tree. You get like 5 or 10 bushels or 5, 10 trees in a park. You could get a big yield of
Now that's another thing. If you start talking about putting it in a park, then anybody can go there and get it, and then it won't be there.
well, you gotta fence it off and then
That's a lot going on there. That's what I'm saying. If it was a block or it was a community garden on the block or two on the block or people have their own.
Well, you could put community gardens on a block. There's a lot of vacant blocks. You could put
I'm
some
trying to
fruit
say,
trees.
how much can you actually yield that will be beneficial to feeding the block? Say there's 34 homes on the block, 36, 34. So half of those 17 homes or 18 homes are actually gardening. Will that be enough to help feed people for at least 4 months? Because you just said a lot of these vegetables take 3 to 4 months to grow.
I mean, you have to put in mason jars.
I know that, but
I mean, those are the old ways how to do it 100 years. Look how much long they were preserving food back then. So I think,
it's
yes.
but it's not so much how long you preserve the food, it's how much can you create and how much how much will a garden yield to cover what people eat? I mean,
Do
most
you
people
like
three
dill
times a day.
pickles? I want to ask you, do you like dill pickles?
Pickles are okay.
Okay, people like dill pickles. They put them in jars. last, the longevity of dill pickles are like a long time.
Yeah, okay, so, but again, you have enough dill pickles that would cover a grocery store shelf. That's the whole point.
Would it? Yes. If you got 17 homes preserving like dill pickles, yes, because one yield you could
But
make.
but think again now, think again. Again, each house is not creating, they may not do dill pickles. You know, you might have a house that's doing tomatoes, dill pickles, zucchinis, and whatever else, you know, to potatoes. So they don't have enough space to do all of the, just all, you know, unless you're going to do it that way. This house is going to create cucumbers, right?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to reinvent the wheel?
No, I'm just saying, if we were thinking about this, and I'm just saying this because of people that do gardening, what they said to me, because Barry was talking about this, we could do this, and people need to find a way to help feed people. And I'm going, will it be enough? Because
Hey, good evening, everybody.
hey, come on.
Good evening.
Hey, I was just listening in. I was thinking, you know, well, I know my grandparents, they used to have kind of a barter system, but it was like somebody would be growing greens and maybe some peas, somebody would be growing tomatoes, somebody had a watermelon patch, somebody had some corn, and then everybody would kind of trade off so you can have a little bit of everything, to make a meal. It wouldn't be like everybody growing pickles or everybody growing tomatoes. Everybody was growing something,
Right.
so you can have a variety.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we were growing soybeans too.
Okay. Now
Then I gotta.
you can't grow enough soybeans to feed a lot of people.
No, but what they grow on a vine is like nuts.
Do they grow very how do I say, plentifully or plentiful? Or?
Yes, they grow a lot. You know, I mean, we just need more garden clubs. We should use these lots that are vacant now, and we should just grow, more fruits and vegetables. Because why we just letting this go to waste?
Okay, now I'm gonna throw this twist at you.
Uh-oh.
It's the big one.
Okay.
You can only garden for how many months out of a year outside?
I mean, okay, then we can put a greenhouse.
Yeah, but now you're talking. You have to have a dedicated location, which could be the community garden.
Yes, community gardens.
That's a greenhouse and half greenhouse, half open garden, or both, or just one big greenhouse. Who knows? Yeah.
Because look,
But
we got greenhouses at certain parks, but not all the parks have greenhouses. Our biggest greenhouse is at Garfield Park, but they got plants.
again, you keep saying in the parks, and I'm gonna tell you, the minute you put them in the parks, what's gonna happen, Miss Jake? There ain't gonna be no control. So,
Look at lemon trees.
take them.
Look at
Who
lemon
gonna
trees.
attend? Who gonna attend the greenhouse? Who gonna set it up? Who gonna attend it?
Right. If it's in a park, everybody don't, not every.
Now I'm talking about, okay.
What'd you say? I think you paused.
Now I'm saying the people that's talking and it's old folks. Some people can't work
Right.
putting that together. Well, I'm just saying some people. I
Oh,
can't speak for
That's the
everybody.
other side. That's the biggest side of it. Who's going to make sure that the work gets done?
Right.
Yeah,
Who gonna
those
do
that
that?
know how to do it, You got those that have to do it, but you got everybody that want it.
Well, I have it, but not on greenhouse. I got the land and I got the food. That's what they're saying, pretty much. Everybody wants the greenhouses. I mean, it's going to be not only one person doing it. It takes more than multiple people put up like a greenhouse up. Doesn't take one person to like build like a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Look, they got a greenhouse in Inglewood right now, 11,000 acres.
Who paid for it?
Could be the city, could be not for profit.
You
But
gotta have some way of getting money for stuff like that.
yes, that's true.
You gotta know how to go about getting the money to invest into that, and gotta have money to pay people to put it together.
That is true.
There's a cost. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's something that's difficult. I'm just saying when you really want to get this done, we need to think it out, think it through,
Mm-hmm.
and look at what you're trying to do and what will happen at the end. Because the worst thing to do is do something and then you go, oh, well, I didn't expect this. Oh, well, guess what? We did something wrong because we didn't expect this.
And then fruits and vegetables goes into cycles. So if we have greenhouses, we could do it, produce all year around.
But you gotta have somebody to know how to put it together and know how to work it. You gotta know how to go about getting the money to put it together.
Look, this is a good question right here. If you want to have a greenhouse all year round, how do you keep it climate controlled?
Humidity and there's heat and all that heating system.
But that's what I'm saying. That it takes money. You got to know how to go about getting the money to get it set up.
Yeah, your irrigation and everything got to be set up. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, are we talking just hobbyists? Because it sounds to me like we're just talking about hobbies. And somebody likes to eat their own fried green tomatoes or their own canned, tomato sauce.
No, but you're saying on a bigger scale how to feed everybody.
How can it be sustainable? That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying. How can we be sustainable at doing this? I mean, realistically. And then I don't want to hear, well, you just got to try it because no.
Who said that?
No, I mean, sometimes people just say that, well, you just got to try it. No, you don't. Sometimes not trying is the best thing and thinking it out, thinking it through first. Because you could be trying something that's not the direction. And I mean, I don't want to I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything. I'm just saying it's all out. I know we came from an agricultural background as humans, and many of us came from agricultural background sooner, not too far in the past than others, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
But that lifestyle has changed.
Well, fresh fruits and vegetables taste a lot better than the stores.
Yeah, I guess they may. Yeah.
No, they do. I tried homemade tomatoes, everything, soybeans, potatoes, everything.
Right.
Beets are good. Horseradish is like fresher, a lot better than the store.
In the store was fresher?
No, like at home is fresher.
Oh yeah. I thought you said in the store.
No. They got pesticides and all this gunk in it.
Oh, hold on, y'all. Mr. Glover wants to speak. Go ahead, Mr. Glover.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello,
Good evening.
Donald.
I'd
Good
like,
evening.
why are we talking about greenhouses? There's nothing wrong with that. And we live in supposedly one of the richest stations in the world. When we can spend $2 billion a day on a war, and we're talking about greenhouses. Okay, that's my question.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Right. I mean, nothing wrong with greenhouses if you want to grow a few vegetables for yourself. But why are we talking about greenhouses when we're supposed to be the richest nation in the world and we're spending $2 billion a day on the war? And we're talking about greenhouses.
Right.
Why are we talking about greenhouses when the president has clearly stated he doesn't care anything about child care or Medicaid or Medicare, and he's looking to even cut it more? And we're talking about greenhouses.
Well, I'm sorry.
When he's over there getting ready to get people murdered and killed, and on Easter Eve, he's calling people names that I can't even say on the show. How he's gonna bomb people when we're talking about greenhouse?
That's the furthest
Waste
thing.
of time.
That's
What we
the
should be
furthest
talking
thing.
about is Trump.
Furthest thing from,
Okay, and we're
that
talking
should be
about
from our
greenhouse.
minds. You're right. That's my whole point. I'm like,
Yeah.
why would we? You know, we were
Why are
talking
we
about
wasting our
this.
time talking about greenhouse? It's the richest station in the world.
It is. You're correct. It is the richest station, but at this point in time,
Greenhouses.
I've been waiting all this time in my life to finally retire. And now I have the opportunity to retire, and now this son of a gun is talking about he's going to take away from education, he's going to take away from Medicare, Medicaid, and from
People.
oh my gosh, I can't think of the other thing he said.
We should talk about, if you all were following the news this morning, what he said about Iran and what he called those people and how he totally disrespected them in the name of Allah.
Mm.
So what you should be worried about, all of us, it's going to get nasty, people.
Well, I think I started it off by trying to allude to that it's going to get nasty, and I'm like, what is the plan? Because if the plan
He
is
has no plan.
right,
The man is not even fit to be sitting there. And I want to say this to you all. Have you all noticed? You don't see him playing golf anymore. The man is physically and mentally incapable.
Interesting. I've been hearing some things also.
There's backlog now.
So I think the thing is what Steve was trying to bring up is, yeah, we know that it's bad, and his question is, how are we going to be able to sustain and maintain and survive?
Well, I think Mr. Glover is saying maybe we're putting the cart before the horse, because before we start going to the drastic measures of how do we feed ourselves, how do we feed others, we need to just look at, we live in one of the richest nations in the world still, and we still have some of the most plentiful farmlands. Why aren't we looking at utilizing the process and system that we have in place? And how do we feel that it's going to disappear if we let it disappear?
But Steve, who's controlling the wealth?
Trump is in serious trouble, and he knows it. Trump has gotten to the point where he's a distraction to the world.
Mm-hmm.
This is serious, people.
I think I was thinking more like supply chain.
Right, because you're absolutely right. The Straits of whatever. The Iranians let a French cargo oil tanker go through. See, Trump has been off to something. Listen to Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel, that he doesn't know what to do. So you all just get ready. This thing's getting real serious. It's serious already. But one thing about when you're a mad person, all you do is what he's doing, he's just sinking himself more and more and more. And you have to say to yourself, when is our Congress and these Republicans going to get tired enough?
And I think that's where I was kind of going.
When are they going to get tired enough?
How people going to eat? Because if the supply chain breaks and we can't get,
he tells you we don't need their oil. We got enough oil. Well, if you got enough oil, it doesn't go that way. All right. If you got enough oil, why am I paying $5.79 a gallon of gas?
Because the oil that he's speaking of is the actual oil that comes from fracking, and fracking oil is like $30-something to a barrel to create, or no, it's more than that. It's like $60-something a barrel, versus just buying crude for $3 a barrel.
Another thing, Cuba, as he's talking about, he want to get them next. Well, Russia sent a tanker to Cuba with some oil. Cuba is not even collecting their own garbage because they don't have no diesel fuel for the garbage trucks. The garbage is just piling up.
Right.
Oh.
So this is not just the United States. Trump has gotten where he has got the whole world a little upset about him.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly where I was going. Like, what is the direction? And that's really what I was trying to say. What is the direction?
Another thing, and you all have to understand, or we have to understand, he wants to make it where voting is more difficult, where you got to have a birth certificate. It will never pass, but he just throws that out there. ICE people at polling places. But you can't take this lightly with this guy.
Right.
And, the courts will turn away with this, but this is the stuff he comes up with.
Donald, are you coming to the meeting Tuesday?
I'm gonna say a joke to you all, and I want you all to listen to it. And this is Trump. When you laugh so much, you believe it. Do you all hear what I'm saying?
Right.
When you laugh, okay. There was a guy that said he had a horse. He never had a horse, but he lied about it so long he wouldn't buy a saddle.
So saddle,
and that's him.
A saddle and some hay, huh?
Yeah, he didn't have a horse, but he lied so much about it, he wouldn't buy a saddle.
Yeah. Well,
and that's Donald Trump. He doesn't deserve to be called president. Donald Trump.
So what do you guys think gonna happen? Because I'm hearing that a lot of the world is gonna be out of resource by the 10th, by the end of the week or something like that.
That's an act of war.
Just tell you all, this is not going to be nice. It's not nice now. But anyway, I'll hang up and I'll listen to the rest of the show.
All right.
All right, Donald.
No, I mean, that's where I was going with all of it. I mean, overall, but he's absolutely right. Why are we talking about that? But we were talking about that is, if we had to go to drastic measures, would we be able to supply or back up the supply chain that's not working? And doesn't seem like it, because we're just not there. The other thing is the reality of what can happen within the next 15 days, 10 to 15 days,
That's an act of war, what he's doing. Because we're not even hitting the summer blend prices. That'll be an extra $1.
Extra $1? That's all? You think?
No, May 1st. I'm just guessing. It could be a lot more. But if you're raising the prices up higher and higher from gas, That's a cause of inflation. Everything is going to go up higher.
Right.
So this thing from now to November is going to cost his midterms. It's going to cost them big. The midterms is coming in November. It's going to cost them that.
Right.
Because I see it. I see it now. Because this is already on the news. The prices are not going down, the food prices. And gas is more than a gallon of like a milk. So another week or up to May 1st, there's going to be a lot more to traveling, especially around May 1st. People are going to be complaining because May 31st is going to be vacation time. So that guy's going to actually lose his own midterms.
If people go on vacation.
Yeah, because this is going to cost a lot more to travel on planes, everything. Trucks, it's going to cost a lot more money for everything. Supplies, everything. So he should just pull away. He should just, he should be done with Iran. Because if not, we're going to get in deeper into a war that we cannot never get out of. Because there's going to be a lot more countries involved. It's not only us and Iran. It's going to be the whole world.
I mean, everybody's a part of the supply chain, right?
Pretty much, yes. There's the oil traders are making big money now. The oil company is going to be making big money because it's going to be siphoned up. They're taking away from the people and they're putting them in their pockets, all the corporations. And it's going to get bad. All this is going to be terrible. It's going to be just like the 74, 75 with the oil embargo. Same thing. We're going to just wait in lines, waiting for gas.
And you don't want to do that.
Who was the president back then?
That was Nixon and Nixon. Ford.
So it's going to be back into that time. That's where it's heading. We stop all that oil movement, from other countries that they need their oil from. There's going to stop a lot of people. Then there going to be lines to just to get gas. Gas is a lot of money in California. How much is it in Hawaii, or even in
it's like $7-8 in Hawaii,
or like in Puerto Rico, because they have to bring everything there. They have to ship everything there. So this is not, it's gonna be messed up.
It's a whole different supply chain, yeah. But it is a lot. Well, it's always been more expensive with Hawaii because it's so far away and not being part of what they call the mainland, as we say.
And then Alaska's a lot more because they have to ship everything there.
Yeah.
And then gallon of milk, almost $10 a gallon out there. It's nuts.
But
so we got
what Mr. Glover said. We need to look at what's our position and how do we prevent these things? Because again, I don't think we're gonna be doing any kind of canning and all of that stuff because it's gonna take a while and I don't think we had that together.
We gotta talk to our congressman. Who is the next congressman? Ford. He's gonna be the next congressman in the area, so we need to talk to him, be our voice, like in Congress. Because I don't see the other guys. The other guys are not going to win.
See. So I'm glad you brought that up. Who's the Republican person running for Congress?
He's like 85, 86 years old. He cannot win. It's humanly impossible for him to win. Because you got a D40 district. He's not going to win. He can't win the area.
Wow.
He can't.
All right, this guy's a farmer.
Yes, he's a farmer.
Mm.
Yeah, but I mean, he cannot win. You got a D40 district. There's no way possible he could win. No way. You know?
Wow.
I mean, LaShawn Ford should not, you don't even have to spend a dime. And then the guy's going to win anyways.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is a good time to
They
talk
say
to.
got the worst debt ratio in the whole country.
What's that?
They say it's like $14,000 per person that in Illinois, and we're number one out of the top five, being Massachusetts, New Jersey, and Connecticut and New York. We're number one.
This is bad policies, bad politicians, government.
I'm trying to figure out, how do we get so debt heavy by the state when we were just in the black? The state wasn't in the red. All of a sudden it's like, boom, we're in the red.
Because they don't get money from the federal government. They're just overspending. The pensions are going out of $200 billion. It's very messed up right now. And then they're saying Pritzker taking money because he got those not-for-profits and NGOs. He's taking money. There's a lot of corruption in Illinois. And people are getting contracts and everything. So I'm just saying, just one person is bad. I think the whole government of Illinois is bad. Republicans and Democrats, they're all taken.
Well, this whole country is corruption.
Yeah. Look at, they're saying this one person making $200,000 working at the Forest Preserve out in DuPage. $200,000 to do what? Look at trees all day? How did a person's making that much money?
Yeah.
So we're paying more. I could go down and down the whole list of all these guys. Some politicians got two jobs at the same time. One job's making over $150,000, another 200,000. It's like, where's the corruption doesn't stop? One guy is a state rep and he's a mayor of this suburb. He got two jobs. What does he need all that money for?
What did he say? He's a state rep
And the mayor of a suburb.
Who is that?
Out in Rosemont.
Oh, the Stevens family?
Yeah, most corrupt family ever.
Yeah.
No, for real. He's a state rep. He's making a lot of money from doing that, and he's the mayor of one of the richest suburbs in Cook County, or even in Illinois. That thing will tell you, the corruption is there. There's a lot of corruption. Cook County and all those little suburbs. The corruption just went to the little suburbs now.
They said every person in the state of Illinois owes $14,000 just to cover the state's debt. That's how bad it is. And New York was $204 billion in debt, the state.
Wow.
and they were like third, and we're number one. So we got to be almost 300 something billion dollars in debt.
It's all that corruption. See, corruption costs the state money. It does. What happened to all that lottery money, casino money, tollway money, and all this money? Where did it all go?
What happened to the marijuana money?
And the marijuana money, where did it all go? The people that working for the lottery, and then how many salaries do those guys make? Working for the lottery? You know, supposed to go to the education department. So there's a lot of corruption everywhere. You know, for real, they got highway commissioners making good money in all these suburbs. You know, they got these little towns. Oh yeah, I'm a highway commissioner, making so much money there. I'm like, what do they actually do? So it's like it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I keep seeing Illinois pop up on a lot of statistics, and it's not been good.
Illinois is broke.
How did it happen so fast? That's my point.
Corruption.
I don't know if it's been just corruption.
It is.
I mean, what? I mean, come on now. We were in the black what, a year or two ago, if that.
There's corruption. There's too many contracts. Okay, I'm just gonna give you one little incident. It's not part of the government. It's like part of a church. This plain simple. I try to give them a bid for 35,000 for a carpet for the church, right? That's pretty high, right? They want to pay 90,000 for the carpet.
Wait, whoa. How much?
$90,000 for carpets. The bid was 35, but they want their own cronies in there. The church is like one of the biggest mafias there is. For
90
real.
carpet.
Or even tuck pointing one of their buildings. You know how much they want? 250,000.
Wow.
Yes, they upped the price. Would have been 75,000, but they upped the price for 200,000. What is this?
I have a question.
Hmm.
Oh, this is Camilla. So Steve, you were asking a question about how did this happen so fast?
Right.
Um, since Trump got back in office, he's pulled a lot of funding from a lot of states, and I think I heard that Illinois is like one of the states that he's really targeting because he doesn't like Illinois, and
Right.
that he's held back a lot of funding that the state of Illinois should have been receiving from the government for a lot of different programs, etc. So maybe that's how, because we've lost a lot of government funding for a lot of things that we used to get funding for.
My question to that is, did we actually lose it, or it's just sitting there and they're playing, what do you call it? Chase the carrot.
Well, that might be the case too, that it's just sitting there and he's not releasing it to us.
They're playing politics
Yeah.
because Republicans and Democrats. That's how you sway the vote. But he's gonna lose the midterms if he's playing these stupid games like this. With gas prices, people's livelihood is gonna backfire on him, and then it's gonna turn blue.
It's it's a difficult thing to play this game that's going on, because people are gonna. I mean, you can't do it. We're all intertwined, you know.
I know.
That we're intertwined. If you take from one side, it's gonna hurt the other side, which means you're shooting your own self in your foot. You know.
Yeah. Can I say something, Steve?
Sure.
Okay, whatever he was going with, remember he was talking about he wants to, his biggest platform was all the gas prices were high, groceries were high. Remember when he was running?
Yeah.
Now it backfired on him.
Yeah. I mean,
Now the groceries are higher and gas is higher. So it's going to be higher in May.
in May.
Yeah, we got the summer blend. We're still in the winter blend now. The summer blend hits, we're going to pay more money. Then he's going to be done. Kaput. You know, because the swing states are going to turn blue. Because I'm watching all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell's he doing? You know?
If I keep hearing all of the stuff that this state is going through, and it just keeps piling up on us, like, you know, man, I don't know. I just don't know how anybody's gonna make out okay. I don't get it. And he's gonna let it just fall. You know, I don't understand that. How do you just let the union, states in the union, just collapse?
Look how many times he was bankrupt.
Well, yeah, but who bailed him out?
Who bailed? Maybe the government, maybe.
Yeah. More than maybe.
Mm.
But I could tell you again, I think we're looking at the wrong things, because we really need to, we really need to look at how we're gonna, well, look, when is the election?
November 3rd.
And that's for
Congress and Senate.
That's
If
all.
you lose the Congress, he's pretty much through.
And then when is the presidential? In two more years?
2 more years after that.
Right.
So
you think there won't be a lot more damage done?
there's gonna be a lot more damage unless they're gonna stop him in November, because then he cannot do nothing. But if you don't have the Congress with you, then you can't do nothing. So you know what I think he's gonna get? The Congress is gonna turn blue. The Senate is gonna stay red. That's what I think.
And then we still have gridlock.
Yes.
And people are talking about impeachments. I'm like, they tried that.
No, they're gonna do it again, like in November.
Oh.
After November.
And what are they gaining? Just to wasting time or something? I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. But it's getting bad. Look at our inflation going up. He wants more money for defense spending. $1.5 trillion. That's nuts. That's completely nuts.
Yeah.
You know, with all that money, they could feed everybody. They could do, they could slash every.
That's what Mr. Glover just said. He's like, we're talking about greenhouses and how we're gonna do it when we already have the vehicle in place. We just need to make sure that they start the engine. Well, the engine is running. They're just letting it sit idle in one
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah. So we have money. How come they don't clean all those states' books? We're spending all this money on all this other crap. You know, like last year was defense budget was $800 billion. I give or take.
Mhm.
Now he wants 1.5. They should just give all their money to all the states, slash their debt pretty much, and then they could run better. But no, everything is backwards, upside down.
Well, again, Mr. Glover said, why are you taking money from programs that are going to be beneficial to the prosperity and the livelihoods and longevity of the nation? Why would you do that? Why would you mess with programs that are going to help kids grow and people eat? And I mean, unless you're trying to say only certain kids can grow and only certain people can eat. I mean, how is that going to be ultimately beneficial?
Yes, I mean, everybody should eat. You know,
Especially when we're a nation of what, 330 million,
that's true.
and that's supposed to be part of our power and you know, ability to have sustainability.
That's true.
So I don't know. How do we not understand that? Now, if they're saying we don't need 330 million people, then that's should be the calculate. You know, how do you calculate and figure that?
No, they think what war and something. That's what they want, war.
Yeah,
So
but
they try everything under the sun. First with COVID, now everything else. You know, measles outbreak with all this TB, and there's another COVID
but
outbreak
I don't think
now.
that's the truth. I don't think we want to decrease our population like that because they keep saying we don't have enough people for overall sustainability. Meaning, one, to create people, have enough people to build and sustain our industry. If especially since if again, most of the things are not built here anymore. So how do we have to look at that? How do we have enough people to sustain our industry?
That's true. We're using this AI garbage in these data centers too much. They're going to build a big some facilities.
And
They're going to steal all of our energy and stuff. These AI centers and these data centers. They're going to be worse off with these blackouts and everything else.
that's a whole nother.
You know, because if they take water and energy. They take a lot. Now, why we need all these data centers for what?
Well, the data centers are again to support the AI industry.
Yeah, but AI is like almost like Terminator. Same thing. It's gonna go like against us. 'Cause if they get too smart, it's gonna be like against us.
Yeah,
And then what? You're gonna be like Rambo, blowing
but
all of it away?
they already said and they know that the data centers are going to create all of this heat, and then
Yeah.
trying to figure out how to dissipate or get rid of the heat. And one of the
The
main
heat.
is you just, instead of getting rid of it, once you divert it to somewhere that needs heat.
Yeah, but they're gonna release it, and then heat creates more rain. And then they're going to be talking about global warming.
Yeah.
Because you know what they're going to use? I believe ammonia something is like a big gas to cool down the systems.
What
But I think ammonia, because they use that same thing for downtown, that big building, what's it called? The Trade Center?
Well, I could tell you this much. If you had to create another chemical, just to, ammonia isn't anything that comes free, right?
I know.
So
But this
you have to
it's
create that chemical to do. I mean, you're making more processes for something that hopefully is ultimately more beneficial than what we're using now. That's the whole deal, right?
yeah, but they're gonna use it's stronger than the AAC. So it's like a CFC. You gotta be certified chemical to use it in the bigger buildings. Because you know where the auto show is at?
Who's that?
What's the name of that building?
I don't know which building.
Where they have the auto the with the auto
Oh,
show.
McCormick.
Okay, they use the same chemical to cool down the same building.
Okay.
It's a lot stronger than you put in your AC units. So it's a chemical. So they're going to use the same chemical at the data centers and everything to cool down the systems.
Which there are going to be multiple data centers, not just
Yeah.
right.
Yes. So they're going to use water. They're going to use this chemicals. So it's yes, because they need engineers. They need more engineers for these data centers. So I mean, what they like that stuff. There's going to be more wiring, more everything.
Telling you, man. I don't know what the U.S. is banking on, but I just don't think we have everything in place that's going to put us in the right space.
No,
I think we kind of we're losing something here.
we're losing
Losing
everything.
something, and what it really is, it boils down to where we're at right now with this. I don't even want to call it a war, this military action, and where do we go with this? Because again, our industry is what do we make? What do we make as a nation? Let's talk about that.
Not enough.
I mean, we don't even make the phones. The phones are made in China.
We make military equipment.
We make that, okay, and obviously we're not making enough because they're saying, well, when we do, we're making it at a really high cost. Because think about it, they said that one missile, one U.S. missile is like $1 million, right?
Yes.
And they're using drones that cost like 20,000.
Yeah, kamikaze drones.
So right there, we're behind the 8 ball, right?
Yeah, because they're using old technology. You know how they had the V2 rocket? They're
Right.
using pretty much the old technology. That
So
was like a kamikaze drone. I mean, what they didn't call that back then. Same exact. If you look at the V2 rocket to now, the same kind of drawings,
it's
everything.
literally like David and Goliath, right?
Pretty much.
Goliath
Give you,
with big sword and armor and all this other stuff.
yeah, because if you shoot so many drones, you can't shoot down all the drones. You can't. It's like you're throwing 100 drones at something, and then one of them or like a couple of them will just go like through.
And the other side of it is, again, Goliath had a sword and armor and all, and he was huge. And then all of a sudden, little David comes with a rock and a slingshot. And he just waited. He just waited for Goliath to take off the helmet.
Yeah.
I'm like, I hope we're not that gullible as a country.
Okay, look what they're doing in China with all those drones flying in patterns for that fireworks show. You ever watch that, Steve?
So what is it?
In China, they're using like about let's say 10,000 drones. They
Okay.
were at the fireworks show. They're making patterns and stuff, like in the sky.
Oh
No,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
ever,
I know what you're talking about.
okay, if they could program 10,000 drones at one time, they're just testing it out, doing all these little tricks. How do you don't know they could just use that and use it as a military thing and say, okay, attack, boom. And they can control all those 10,000 drones like that. You ever seen them take off all at one time? That's kind of neat, actually.
Yeah, because they're all programmed off a system to
See, but they're making like a game out of this. It's like a big game. They're flying them in the air, making all these designs. But if you program them to blow, tanks and stuff, 10,000 drones, how can a tank pick them off? They can't. They just fly into a tank like a kamikaze. Boom, boom,
I don't know.
for real. And then you're talking about data centers. Um, they have Bitcoin mining. That takes a lot of energy.
That's the other part. Bitcoin mining. So
That's big.
I mean, all of this, man. I think we as a country, we really got to open our eyes, man, and figure out, are we going in the right path, going down the right path? It's just,
No, we just got to talk to our congressmen. Say, why are they sucking our energy? Because it's going to melt down the grid, especially in the summertime, and they're going to be more blackouts. Because you got those three things running, and then you got the electric car grid. So they're pumping more electricity. That's why the electric is going up. But they won't say that to us. Because there's always a pro, there's always a con to it.
yeah, but we need some more pros real quick. Right
There's no
now,
pros.
I'm
But
just,
look, I just mentioned 3, 4 different things sucking our electric.
yeah, but
4 different things.
I think right now that's the least of our worries. I was going to say to those that's listening, I was planning on having a reporter from it's called The Culture. It's a local newspaper. His name's Michael Romaine. He's used to work for the Austin Weekly and Crane's Business as a reporter, but now
Okay.
he was going to come on today as a guest, but I think I'm gonna more than likely we'll have him on next weekend because everybody got a little involved with Easter today, and I wasn't sure if many people were gonna tune in, but I'm glad everybody did because it gives me an opportunity to let that be known, and I will also send out a message letting people know, or a little flyer saying that we'll have him on next week and find out what he's doing and how what he's really looking at, which is block clubs and areas in the city that have communications with their neighbors and blocks and how we can work together, and he can work with them through the newspaper.
Doing what, Steve?
Well, sharing the news, sharing information, highlighting what's going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, but highlighting.
Highlights, I mean, so many different things. You know, good things and bad things.
Oh yeah. But news is information, you know.
Oh, I want to ask you something. Anything
Yeah.
happen with those houses with the flooding or no?
Yeah, they're supposedly they started some in January. We just I gotta find out. I haven't had a chance to tune in with them again, but I talked to two of the individuals that's still involved or that's been thoroughly involved, and they told me that they started some. How many? I still need to find that out because people need it. You need,
Yeah.
it's only going on 3 years now.
And then anybody's house got flooded, does previous floods or no?
Yeah, we gotta start thinking about that. How is that gonna start to um how do I say this? If this continues on, how do we prevent or stop, or help ourselves, how do we do this? If we know these storms are going to continue, we know, certain things are going to happen. So how do we safeguard ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
How do we safeguard? Because again, every year this happens, and what happens? People go, man, I got flooded. Insurance company dropped me, and the FEMA's not going to help anymore. They already said that.
Or not?
No, FEMA stopped a year ago. Said no.
Well, we need barrels, just like people give garbage cans to each house, everybody should get a barrel. Boom, 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 boom.
It helps a little. It does.
And then people should watch the water levels on those cans and drain them, watch the weather more, and just have somebody go to their house. Like there's companies out there, Pure Seal or something.
Mm-hmm.
Check there any cracks in the basement or what's going on in their house and do a checklist. They should have more people in the neighborhood, different companies or Pure Seal that is licensed, bonded, check their basements or whatever, and
Right.
do a PMs. You can't do no PM on a house.
Well,
Then you
let's be real. A lot of people don't have the finances, especially after what I just told you. They
um,
said that Illinois is behind tremendously.
what did I know a guy? So you know.
But
We just got to do PMs on houses because a lot of houses are older. Do a little
none
PM
any of
walkthrough.
these homes are definitely getting older. They've already
Yes.
been old, so
And then everything ships on, where is it? Narragansett? Everything goes down. Right,
what do you mean?
Steve?
You mean the
No,
slope?
yeah, with the slope, the big slope.
Yeah, but I don't get it. Where are you going with the slope? I don't understand that.
The sewer systems, everything runs downhill.
Yeah, but they pitch the sewers anyway in the right directions. You know that.
But not like that. You can't pitch that sewer like that. You
Well,
would just have a big rush of water going
no, but they
down.
direct it so that it goes to a deep tunnel.
Mm.
I mean, we know that's happening.
Okay, like you said, 34 houses on each block. You multiply that by 55 gallons each house. How many gallons of water do you have?
I don't know. I don't know the multiple on that, but I do know
Okay, 34 houses
you to have these problems.
times that by 55 gallons. You got 1,870 gallons of water. You do, 2 blocks. That's a lot of. If you multiply by that by a mile, couple miles, you get like 20,000, more than 20,000, 30,000 gallons of water.
Right.
It
Hello?
won't go in there,
Right.
because you got to look at each waterfall. How much gallons of water does it fill in?
I
The
just
deep.
got noticed that the insurance companies are going up almost a quarter, 23%.
Yeah, so we gotta do this the opposite way.
What'd you say?
No, we have to okay, we gotta see how much water goes in the deep tunnel after a rainstorm.
Yeah. Wait, back up. Let's go back to the deep pocket problem.
Deep tunnel.
23%. That means if you paid $100 a month, now you got to pay $123 a month
Yes,
on every $100 you pay.
and that's why we gotta pay more.
What did you say?
Why we gotta pay
Ain't
more
that
for the?
what I'm saying? What are you trying to say?
No, why we gotta pay more for the insurance?
Obviously, because of the claims. That's the only time things go up, when people make claims. And they're paying
Well, we got claims on what? On the water damage?
homeowners.
Is it from roofing or is it from overall claims?
Probably when you say home, it applies to anything that happens to your home. That
Yeah,
I think would be an issue, but
could be flood or it could be other
but
claims.
could be. But a lot of people don't have the backup water riders on their policies, and those that are starting to get them is probably to the benefit of the insurance companies to increase policy and premiums so that they can cover those, because more people that get them, the more people they're going to have to pay out. And
That's true.
now they're figuring out we can't just allow people to buy it willy-nilly. We just got to charge everybody so we can cover the people that keep figuring out, oh, I want to get a backup sewer and drains coverage.
Yeah.
Permitted. They can't say, well, we don't want to sell it to you. So they say, okay, we'll sell it to you. You're going to pay more anyway. We're going to increase your policy by 23%, plus you're going to pay the premium difference to have that.
That's true.
And you know what else? That again, let's go right back to the beginning. Look at what's going on in the world. Look at what's going on with all of these issues with oil. Oil affects everything we deal with and we do.
Yeah, it does.
Every market goes right back to oil. Every market. Transportation, services, insurance, obviously.
Inflation.
Yeah, everything inflates because of what's going on now.
But oil produces a lot of goods, medicine, plastics,
Not
everything.
just that, everything has to be transported.
That's true.
I mean, I hate to say this, even with the insurance policies, you know, it's just a policy. But guess what? Somebody's going to work every day to do it. Somebody's got to mail the mail. If you're getting paper bills, it's a transportation thing. Everything is transported, and it affects the bottom line. And I don't think we're really looking at it, because we don't look at things from a macro level. We just look at them from a minor level, you know, micro level. Well, is it micro? Yeah. a small level versus way out. And,
Yes.
and
I mean, you have to buy insurance for everything.
man, it's
I
just
mean,
getting to be ridiculously uncomfortable.
even car insurance.
Everything.
Well, I mean,
We'll see by the middle of this month where everything's at. I don't believe the U.S. will not have oil. I know we got plenty in different forms and fashions, but it's just costly. And are we ready as a nation to pay more than what we've been paying all of these years as inflation has been creeping up more and more and more? And everybody's just been like, okay, well, I guess I won't go on this trip. Okay, I guess I won't eat this anymore. Okay, I guess my kid won't be able to have that. I guess, until you get to the point where it's like every dollar you make, you're just spending it to keep the country going. And there's
well, how much?
nothing in it for you
How
other than maybe you can get something to eat that you really don't want to eat, but you have to eat what you can only get. And maybe all of these luxuries we've had and been privileged to over the last whenever, a long period of time won't be. Only
That's true.
people that have billions.
See, that is some kind of monopoly. The rich are getting richer with all these billions of dollars.
Called a monopoly. That's called they got the plan and somebody's not part of the plan.
No, look at they had Baby Bells, like Illinois Bell. They had all these different Baby Bells because they need break up that some kind of monopoly.
Yeah, but
Same as the
how do you call it a monopoly when people have billions of dollars saved away
okay,
already?
look at Amazon. Amazon is a monopoly.
Um, I guess you can say that, but what happened to those kind of antitrust bills where you're not supposed to have, monopolies, as we say?
That's why we got to talk to our congressman,
Who's your congressman?
Eva, but LaShawn Ford is a good guy too. I
Yeah,
mean, 'cause of what he's going to be the congressman in November.
right. Hey, kind of
And
segueing off the economy and geopolitical landscape of everything, which is where we're on a mudslide down here with, and hopefully this will get turned in a different direction really fast. But I wanted to talk about something really local that maybe I don't know. I'm sure everybody out here has heard about. Did you guys remember the guy that was killed over in the United Center area a week or so ago? He was
yes, Madison Street.
right,
Yeah, Mr. Jerry, was it
Lewis.
Jerry Reed? Yeah.
So I told you guys I knew him personally, right?
Yes.
So I went to his funeral Friday, and of course there was just standing room only almost, and it was just kind of odd, because I was just at his mom's funeral a week before that at the same
Mm.
church, pretty much looking at the same service, but he was in there with his family and his grandkids and the front, but he was in the front this time also, but in a casket, unfortunately. And it was just so odd. And I've never been in that kind of situation where the same minister that was there a week ago gave a eulogy for his mom and spoke of how they went to high school together and the classes they had and what they experienced growing up in high school. And then here we are a week apart. He's saying pretty much the same thing, but he's not there to hear it. That whole scenario with Jerry, man, it makes my head kind of go crazy because Jerry was a really good guy, man. He was a really good person. I've known Jerry, and my family's known. My brother went to school with his older brother, and I mean over 50 years. And Jerry's was always the guy that, he was willing to teach and help anybody over the years. I tell the story how he helped me get into engineering when I was 15 years old. He of course he's like 7 years older than I am, but he was the guy that I was told to go to because he was in the industry already, and he had gone through this educational program, and he had started in high school, and our drafting engineering teacher told me to follow, the program, follow Jerry. He's the prototype. And Jerry was, like I said, an exemplary businessman, engineer, architect, contractor, business owner, all the above, Guy never drinks, smoke, anything. Soft-spoken, gentle giant type of guy. But he was he was a really good athlete. Every season he was out there playing football on the field. After that, he went into wrestling season after wrestling, baseball, year after year after year after year. He was that kind of athlete. And then he came back when I got in high school. Some 4 or 5 years later, after he graduated, and he came back to coach us, along with my brother. So it was kind of like, we grew up with the family. And all I can say and think of more and more is that the people that did this to him, it was just plain stupid, because they thought Jerry was a person that had control over this big project for the whole United Center. They were just mistaken. He was there trying to help people get trained to work in for the upcoming projects, and he wanted to make sure that everybody was taken care of and people were, going to be able to have a seat at the table. And to this day, we still trying to figure out why and who and why.
They caught they got the two fellas that shot him.
But he didn't know those guys.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just hearsay. People were saying that it was a hit, the contract was a hit that was put out.
We know that, but
and that it had something to do with some type of contracts for some business.
Yeah, but
so I don't know.
Why would you? That's your food. That's where the money coming from. Now what? If that was the case.
Yeah.
I mean, but he really.
Where did they hit him?
Pardon?
Huh?
Why did they hit him? For what?
That's the question. Why?
Who else was bidding on the contracts?
I mean, I don't even think it was at that stage. You know what I'm saying? This whole project is, I don't know, 10-year project? I don't know, something like that.
Were they building Sacramento and all of Madison Street?
Be putting $10 billion into the United Center area, which means, probably Ashland to Western and Eisenhower to Lake Street. I don't know, maybe that whole area, or maybe a little smaller. But
damn, that was big money then.
Yeah, but he's not controlling that kind of money.
So somebody put out a hit.
No, it's just plain stupidity, man. That's all I can say. I mean, they messed it up for a lot of people. His family, him, and anybody else he was trying to help. That's all I can say. And why would you hit a guy that had no control over anything like that? Other than somebody said to me that it could be based on greed and jealousy. You know,
That's two.
I mean, greed. You know, jealousy and greed can kind of follow in the same line, and just stupid people that just didn't understand, and they thought they did, because what they did didn't. It's not going to benefit anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you the truth, the project gonna go on. It's gonna do what it was gonna do anyway. And he couldn't have been getting that great of an amount of money for it. I mean, he didn't live a lavish lifestyle. That guy's always been a hard worker. I mean, think about it. A guy that played 3 sports every year still was able to get his grades and I mean, as long as I've known him, he's been that kind of guy, you know. No Mickey Mouse type of stuff, you know.
And then, who's the one that's putting up that $10 billion? Is it the city or is it privately?
It's I think part of it is some of the owners of the United Center. They're in on it too.
Oh, wow.
What is the Reindorf family and some other big conglomerates, sports conglomerates, and some others. City's got money in it too, also.
Oh, wow.
But again, it's almost like this. If I were to put it into this context, you put a hit out on a janitor. I'm not saying that Jerry was a janitor, but I'm saying the janitor had a function, you know, to make sure everything in the building is clean and functioning. And everybody uses what's in the building, and everybody likes a clean building.
You know, you just never know why people do things. There's so much evil in this world. So much evil. Somebody can see that you're doing good and you are making a difference and hate you for that and want to take you out. It's just so much evil.
I know, but to go through the to have somebody go do it, and then they say the guys had on masks and gloves. It's just, you know, like I said,
The only reason they got caught is because they did it right there on Madison, right off Western, because that's where his company was. That's where his business was. But it was police sitting down a block down when the gunshots rang out. They were right there, so they were right on top of them. That's
right?
the only reason they didn't get away.
That's right.
Wow.
But again, you know, just to hit a guy, to come at a guy that was just a component of something that really didn't turn all the screws to make the vice tight. You know, let's just say he was just a small big component, or a big small component, if you want to look at it like that.
Yeah.
But like I said, he definitely will be missed. I mean, he was the kind of guy that I've known him since my family, you know, my brother since the 60s. I was probably like 5, and then I really knew him and his family more and more around the age of 12, 13, you know.
Oh,
And then all I can say is he never was a guy that was in fights like that, or you know, anything, you know, and helped everybody that I saw over the decades. And wasn't the kind of guy that was like, you know what, I got to be there to help everybody. No, it was like, you ask him for help, he's gonna give you some help.
wow.
You know. But again, you know, condolences, prayers, everything to his family, because he just has one person left in his whole family now. Out of the 6, let me see, 7 of them. Yeah. Anyway, anything else, you guys? I'm gonna wrap it up. I appreciate those that listen, came on. But don't forget, next week we're going to have Michael Romaine from the Culture newspaper, and we want to see how the culture can help and support our neighborhoods and community with the news that we can use, you know. And it's good seeing you on, Camilla.
Oh, thanks, brother. It's good to be on and talk to you all.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Being seen and not viewed.
Tommy said he was coming on, Walter, but I went maybe he's on a different channel, you know.
I mean, what about Arnold? Where's he at?
I gotta reach out to Arnold, man, because I talked to him a couple of days ago, or he texted me, but I need to make sure he can get back tuned in.
Yeah, because I want to go to his garden. I want to check it out.
There you go. Absolutely.
Mhm.
And, we're missing a few people, DeAndre, his brothers, and so forth. But hey, we do what we do with what we got, and we make it happen. Appreciate everybody for coming on. Unless anyone on here has anything they want to share, just let me know before we close out. Walter, you got anything?
Well, happy Easter to everyone that is on here. It was a nice time on here. Well, you know, it's gonna be a crazy summer. It's already going crazy right now. Just everybody just be careful.
Yes. Yep. God bless everyone. Be careful.
Yeah, gotta be careful, everyone.
Keep everybody in your prayers. Everybody.
Yes, indeed.
Everybody.
Pray for the state. Pray for the country.
Yep. For the world.
And pray for the world.
Mhm.
All right. Nothing much to say.
Where's Jacob?
She's
quiet today.
She's there, but she's gone.
Made her sleep.
All right, y'all. Like DeAndre always say, they didn't want to create a place at the table for us. We had to create our own, and what we've done from the hours of 6 to 8 o'clock for the last 5 years is created Welcome to Northwest Austin Council, and I will see you all next Sunday with Mike Romaine from the Culture.
All right. Good night. Have a good week.